Welcome to the Chronicles. The Chronicles. Hey y'all. Been thinking about you. Been coming out of my introverted cocoon that I've been in for a good 3.5, 4 years. I can't believe it's been that long. A lot's gone on for all of us, huh? So, I wanted to stay in touch because I feel like I haven't had, I want to be able to share something. I want to be able to create an offering. And I took a couple years off teaching, and then I've been teaching part-time, and I create a blog every week for those classes, and the themes lately, because every week is a new theme, and they've been so useful for me. And I get a lot of strong feedback about them, and a lot of people are sharing them with other people. And I'm like, I've got to get this newsletter back out and give this to all my old buds from over all the last decade that I've been active in this yoga community. So I've created a quantum yoga teacher training. It's something that I've been it's been sitting in my heart for a long time. And it's just time. I've been inspired really by yoga, period. All the different trainings I've done. A light working group that I was involved in very closely for a number of years. My own teaching, because I've been creating something. Because there's a lot going on behind the scenes to the classes that I'm teaching. And it's like been building. And I'm like, what is this? What am I doing? Like, I know the aim that I have, but it's been revealing itself to me as this quantum yoga. And quantum can be a weird word, can be an intimidating word. But it's really just the world of the super, super small. It's the subatomic, and that world runs on its own set of rules and laws. Kind of like, physics talks about, we're talking about the mechanics of the physical reality as far as, I'd say a Newtonian scientist. I was going to say non-quantum physicist, but like the older science, the Newtonian science that's focused on the physical, period. And to me, that old science, Newtonian science, is like the pinky nail in relation to the entire body, which is quantum science. Like it contains everything, and in this culture we've been focused on this pinky nail size of information, which is just the physical. And the physical, the atom is 99.99999% empty space. We know this. This is getting out there in the popular vernacular, and it has been, and I'm watching it just really come in, like everything is energy, and people are using the word frequency these days, and awakening. Gosh, I'm hearing it everywhere. I'm like, God, people are really opening up to these ideas and concepts, and this is so cool. And I've been in school for the last 3.5 years, getting 3 different degrees in integrative medicine, and it's all based in quantum physics. And my previous education was in the liberal arts, poetry writing, the poets and the prophets, the metaphysicians, and I've come to discover it's the same information said in 2 different languages. physical language is the feminine. The quantum physics is describing the world of metaphysics in a masculine language, or the mechanics of it. And metaphysical just means above or beyond the physical. Like, what is influencing? What invisible forces are influencing the physical? Like gravity. It's an invisible influence, but it has an influence on absolutely everything, and it's one of a gazillion non-visible factors that our culture is just coming upon a little bit later than other cultures. That's all. And so here I am. It's time. It's time for me to offer this. I wanted to organize my thoughts. I've got some notes next to me, and I can even see them in my mind's eye. I have written some of this information down. I also wanted to make a video. I like watching videos. I like driving around and listening to people just talk. It's nice to have the company. It's nice to learn something. It's nice to feel connected. So I'm making a video. And we are standing on a new ground, consciously speaking. In terms of our level of consciousness as a humanity, we are ascending. If you were to put that in emotional terms, like Dr. David Hawkins' emotional scale, it goes from 0 at the bottom of a graph to 1,000 at the top of a graph. Now 0 would be just total, utter fear. And then you start to move up, and he grades it by numbers. So you get into like 100, and you're getting into things like apathy, and you start rising on the scale, and you get into neutrality and courage, and it goes all the way up through the levels of love, compassion, bliss, total enlightenment. And so we are rising up on that scale. Humanity was sitting just below 200 for a long time, our consciousness. There was a big jump in that number, relatively speaking, big jump. I think we maybe made it to 200, like 199. But it's when 9/11 happened, and there was so much compassion, there was so much prayer, there was so much high thought that was generated from such devastating circumstances that humanity had a leap in their own consciousness. And we are pretty rapidly ascending. People talk about this in terms of the new earth. We're moving from the three-dimensional reality to a 4, to a 5, and beyond. And not everybody jives with that language. I kind of like all the language for it. I like exploring these kinds of ideas. And in my own experience, I mean, shoot, I've been growing and evolving, and I'm certain, if you're this far into this video, you have been too. And gosh, I have so much to say about this, and I might make more than one video. Consciousness is the ground of all being. It is the fabric of all things, according to quantum physics. And one of the main focuses in this quantum yoga and quantum yoga teacher training that I'm looking to see what your interest is. And if there's enough interest, I'm going to do this starting in fall. And the emphasis is going to be on consciousness and energetics. Really, the emphasis is on you, because this is what's really real. Me teaching these classes for over this decade and getting more and more clear about what this offering is, and I've been able to tune in more and more closely to like the collective consciousness and the themes that I teach. I'm speaking to myself as well as the group, and I'm integrating these ideas into my own life. I mean, this, for example, this is an example of it. Over the last month, our themes were centered around fear, resistance as a form of fear, and I have been resisting birthing my own creative projects. I have been allowing resistance to become a sedative rather than a stimulant. And I've been doing some internal work for a few years now. And I mean, this is just kind of my life path, but I've really focused on it. And, sometimes discomfort and pain will do that. It's like, oh, okay. But that's great. Then that's a catalyst. That's a stimulant. But anyway, I'm getting this thing out there. I'm allowing the life force to move through me instead of having it be blocked with resistance and excuses, all of my excuses. Yes, I've been in school and building up my education and all this. And so, I know there's that too, but I could feel the resistance. And so these classes and this training is about you. It's like, I would love for other people to have the experience that I've been having, where the classes that I'm teaching are transforming me. They're transforming me week by week by week, almost more than anything else. And part of the reason for that is I have to, I can't live in the energy of hypocrisy and teach something and not live it. I've done that before, let me tell you what, and that will rip you to shreds. It has. And so I'm like, oh my God, if I want to do this, I have to do this myself. Like I have to live the real yoga where I am transforming. I am ripping down the veils of illusion and moving away from my false personality self and into my higher self. It's a journey. I'm in the HEB parking lot. What to think about that? That's the same security guard right there who got mad at me for bringing my camper van in here. He's like, you can't camp here. And I'm like, I am buying groceries here, sir. But when you drive a big old camper van around, which I'm not right now, so maybe they'll leave me alone tonight, but that's what you get. So careful what you wish for. I'm going to go into the HEB. I'm going to think a little bit more on some things. I have a lot to share. I want to offer you all an idea so that you get a really specific, clear idea of like, what are we talking about here, Erica, with this energy, and why is this so significant, and why is now the time for this? So, more later.